YouTube family, welcome back to another video. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Patrice, and it'd be great if you hit that subscribe button down below and hit that bell to make sure that you are notified every time I make an upload, which is every single week. I finally moved to my new place and I'm super excited because now I can finally record. However, one of my tripod things actually broke, so my lighting is gonna be off, but we're gonna try to get it up and running soon, hopefully. So if you're unaware or you didn't watch my last video, I did post on Instagram and my Snapchat, and I said, you know, if you need any lock advice, any relationship advice, self-love advice, any type of advice, message me, email me, and I'll make a video on all your questions, concerns, and everything. So not too long ago, I actually encountered someone giving advice and saying that they should put fabric softener in their hair to soften up their locks. I guess her concern was that her locks felt really hard and she wanted her hair to be more flowy, and the lady told her to put fabric softener in her hair. Mind you, I was gonna say something, but I'm like, you know what, sometimes you just gotta mind your business and keep it moving. So I decided to come to you guys and let you guys know my personal opinion on fabric softener. Why in the world are you using fabric softener on your locks? I don't care what it does for your hair, but look, it's not good for your scalp. It is not good for your scalp. It's not good for your hair, period. Fabric softener is for fabric. You're supposed to put it in your clothes in the wash, okay? I don't understand how some people experiment with all these crazy things. They just go around in their house and look for products that don't belong in your hair and put it in your hair. Like, use products that are actually made for hair, made for scalp. You might be damaging your hair if you're going around trying these products in your hair. And do you guys know what exactly is in fabric softener to begin with? Why would you even attempt to put that in your hair? It's just, there are such thing as bad advice. So if you have not learned absolutely anything from my channel, one thing that you do learn is to do your research, because I always say it, I always have it on the screen, and I just tell everyone to do their research on anything. It doesn't even have to be about hair. Anything that you don't have any knowledge on, research about it and know for yourself. What's crazy is that the girl who was getting the advice from that woman looked very intrigued and interested, as if she was gonna go home and do it. And hopefully she didn't go home and put fabric softener in her hair, because what I can imagine fabric softener would do, maybe it will soften your hair, okay, because it has all these chemicals in it. Of course, probably has bleaching agent in it also, and I just imagine it just, you put it on your hair, it's softening it, but it's just, your hair just starts reeling out and just literally fall off. And I don't advise that at all, and I never will. I don't suggest anyone to put anything that doesn't belong on the scalp on your hair. You might damage your scalp, you might burn your scalp, you might just, it might just be a disaster that you don't even want to imagine or deal with at all. So don't do it. Just don't do it. Now let's go on to the question that is related to this topic, and I'm just gonna read it. This is from my Instagram, and she says, I am 10 months in and I don't retwist every wash. Even though I moisturize my locks and air dry or sit on the dryer, they are really stiff. Wondering if I can get that movement without always retwisting. There are several of reasons why your locks could be stiff. The first reason could be the method you started. So for example, if you started with the crochet method, then it is very possible that your hair will be stiff, and it's because of the method. There's not much that you can possibly do to fix it. It's because of how you started. That's just the method of how the lock will actually be and how it will look. So another reason is the products you are using. What exactly are in these products? Find out what's in the ingredients. If you don't know what the ingredients are, as far as like pronouncing it or knowing what it is, Google it and find out what it is. Products that contain, you know, ingredients such as beeswax, for example, can definitely make your hair stiff. I don't recommend beeswax because it causes a lot of buildup. It's hard to get out, and it literally gets trapped in your lock. Another thing is honey. If you're using honey, or if the ingredient has honey in it, it can cause your locks to be really stiff because of the stickiness and the consistency of honey. Yes, it is natural, but does not mean that it's always good for your locks. Another ingredient that could be in your product that causes your lock to be stiff is shea butter. Shea butter is really thick, but if shea butter is in your product, that could be the reason why your locks can also be stiff. Excessive amount of these products or ingredients can definitely make your hair feel that way. So you want to be careful on what exactly is in the product to just assure that you're not causing your hair any damage or any buildup in the future. Try a different product and see if it's the product that you're using that's causing your hair to be stiff. Sometimes we cling to a certain product and only use that because that's all we know, and then we refuse to branch out because we don't want to. And sometimes you got to give up your favorite product to, better your hair. So that's another option that you can do so that you can see where exactly is happening when you change a product. Another thing that will cause your hair to be stiff is not washing your hair out properly. You need to do a thorough wash, because if you're not washing your hair out properly, then you're leaving that product in your hair, and then over time it will cause buildup, and that's causing the stiffness of your locks. So make sure what you're using in your locks, you're actually washing it out when you wash your locks. There are some people who use a ton of products to get their hair tamed when you don't need a lot of products to maintain your locks and to have healthy locks. But some people are not really concerned with the matter of healthy locks. They want locks to look good, and whatever good is to them, they try to get that, and then they end up actually hurting their locks and causing their locks to be very damaged in the long run. Dyeing and bleaching your hair also can be the reason why your locks are stiff, and it's because of the chemical that's in the dye and bleach. For example, I bleach about 4 or 5 locks in the front of my hair around 6 or 7 months in my journey, and those locks got really, really stiff, and they locked up so fast because of the chemicals in the bleach. It dried my hair out so much, and in return it actually got very damaged. No matter what I did to moisturize it, to keep it, and whatever, it was just like every time I washed it, it was loose hair coming out from the bottom, and then I end up trimming it, and now it's better. But definitely having bleach in your hair or dye can make your hair feel really stiff. It can change how your hair feels. These chemicals have different reactions to everyone. So some people, they can have thick, juicy, soft hair and dye their hair a million times, and then you over here can dye your hair a few times or one time, or bleach your hair a couple of times, and it can be totally damaged, dry, and stiff. So you just don't know which one you are until you actually do it. So did you know it is the outer layer of your hair, known as the cuticle, which determines how healthy your hair appears? The scales of the cuticle can be affected by sun, heat, and chemicals, causing the scales to separate from the shaft. This results in extremely dry and brittle and stiff hair, and an example of this is actually overexposure to high winds and hot sun. Also, swimming in salt water or chlorine pools can make your hair feel really dry and brittled. As I said previously, excessive use of bleach or other chemical treatments for coloring will make your hair dry and brittle because of the chemicals that are in them. And last but not least, blow dryers that are too hot or hood dryers that are too hot that you use to dry your hair can make your hair feel dry and brittle. So you want to make sure you protect your crown. Now let's quickly talk about what we can do to improve our hair from being dull, dry, and stiff. First, I would say protect your hair from the sun. So, if your hair is always exposed, you wear a hat or cover your hair, wrap it up, or even use an umbrella if you like. Another thing is shampoo your hair more often. Not to say that you do it every day or every week, but say that you shampoo your hair every 4 weeks. Try doing it 2.5 weeks. Another thing is, you might want to consider using a conditioner. Now you're probably like, oh, well, I don't want buildup. But the only reason why a lot of people experience buildup is they're not washing their hair out properly. Also, if you feel like the conditioner is too thick, you can dilute it with water and you'll be totally fine. The only reason why I don't use conditioner is because it softens my hair up too much to the point where it actually starts to unravel. Now, if you don't have that problem, then you're good to go. Another thing is you can do hot oil treatments. Hot oil treatments will help you get your oils back and basically make your hair healthy again. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like for me to talk about a specific topic, please contact me through any of my social media and I'll be glad to hear from you. Be spiffy, be you.